Welcome to today's video. My name is Abby and I help people to consciously create their life through practical spirituality. Today we're going to be talking about how to stop comparing yourself in relationships and what to do instead. Before we get into that, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I am still offering my donation-based payment system. Meaning there's a $30 minimum payment. If you want to give more, that's great. If you don't, that's what you got right now. That's good also. Either way, we'll work together to move through and remove the blocks that are currently keeping you from the experience you want to have, whether it be about money, love, whatever it is. We'll work together to make that happen. So if you're interested in that, the information is in the link below. And just make sure that when you're in the payment portal and you're putting in your information, that in the notes part, you leave your Skype ID. That's it. So if that resonates, go ahead and check out the link below. So let's get back to the video. All right, here we go. Comparison. Well, the first thing you got to know about comparison is there's a subcategory of jealousy. And the thing about jealousy is that it is basically self-abandonment. So we're in this video, and what I want to help you understand is, for one, why you're doing it. Right? When you start to understand why you're doing it, you can actually meet that need without doing this, and why you're doing it and what it's actually causing you. It's keeping you from the thing you're actually wanting and perpetuating the thing that you are afraid of that hurts. So let me help show you how to stop. Not because it's bad, not because you're wrong, but because it hurts you and it doesn't get you what you want. So let's make a new choice. I can tell you from experience, I did this most of my life. Only until recently did I understand this, in recent years, understand what I was doing and how damaging this is. Because, and also too, it keeps you stuck in the thing you don't want to experience. So let's get into it and understand why it's going on. So for one, like I said, comparison is a subcategory of jealousy. Jealousy is when you're afraid you're going to be abandoned and you are anxious, suspicious, distrusting, or envious. And envy is about comparison. So here we are, we're in envy, right? Why do you care about somebody else? So this person up here, this is you, and this is the connection. This could be platonic, this can be romantic. And then this is this person, the situation, right? This could be a friend of the person that you're either dating or wanting to date. This could be a potential threat romantically in your perception. The biggest thing here is it's about your perception. Specifically, if you've had siblings where they were favored, or you experienced one of your siblings got something that you didn't, there was favoritism, or you felt you needed to do certain things in order to get connection. That unless you did this thing outside of you, that was the only way that you could work towards a connection, right? Have any sort of power or feeling of control, right? You had basically any kind of agency over the connection in your life. So if you grew up in a situation where you were not validated for who you are, you will be most likely playing off of this because you feel like you need to do something to maintain connection. And if this other person comes in and they do something different than you, you could feel, again, powerless. Anytime you feel powerless or helpless, realize that's a big clue. Okay, is this how I felt when I was younger? Because the only time you're really powerless is when you're a kid. Now, I'm not invalidating your experience right now. I can understand and imagine that it's really intense, or it's difficult, or it feels powerless. However, when you can start to realize, okay, I'm an adult now, what kind of actions can I take to gain back my power, to no longer contribute, or to give this thing consent that it has power over me? How can I start seeing this situation differently and move back into my power? Let's say that you want to romantically connect with this person, or maybe you're in a relationship and they have friends, right? They go out with their friends. You could feel threatened. That was blue is back, baby. Okay, you could feel threatened because you want to connect to them. Oh, we're gonna do two. Are you ready for it? God, this is like I don't even know if I could do this. Okay, that required a two-hand effort. So this one's packed with power today. You perceive them as wanting to connect here. So if they have this connection, you feel that your connection, oh, there goes the marker. You feel like your connection to them is threatened, that there's a block here because of this person. So then, because you feel a threat to your connection, you want to say, okay, are you better or worse than me? How can I compete with you? Because it's something outside of you that's threatening. You do not feel like you're enough as you are. So you want to kind of size this person up to see if you can still maintain this connection. Because again, if you're working off a model when you were growing up that you had to do something, that you had to be a certain way in order to have a connection with your caregivers, you will be playing off of this model. So what you want to start identifying is, okay, so maybe this isn't even like somebody that they know. Maybe this is just somebody out, right? Like it's the waitress or just a friend at a party. But you see them talking, you're like, oh, hell no. You're not going to take my man. You're going to take my woman. I'm going to go fight. I'm going to try to control you or claim you so that you can't get here. And it's a reaction. You're trying to limit this person so that you feel better because you have an insecurity. You don't feel secure because you see this person is potentially coming in and doing the thing better than you or whatever it is. So anytime you're comparing yourself, what you have to understand is you leave yourself. You have to leave yourself to go evaluate or investigate what is going on over here. How is this person, how are they relating? And you literally leave you, that's abandonment. Anytime you abandon yourself, that means that you're not even there. You can't even be in the connection, because if this person had the capacity and they were still wanting to connect with you, boom, you're gone. You're over here trying to see if you're okay, rather than saying, oh man, okay, I really feel like I'm going to be abandoned right here. I really feel like I'm going to be left alone, and I am wanting to compare myself with this person so that maybe I'll be better. I can find something wrong with them, so I'll feel better. They're bad, I'm good. They're wrong, I'm right. So that you'll be accepted, or so that you'll have the connection. So that when you do this, though, and you're looking for wrong and right, you're looking for good and bad, that is a form of jealousy. That is envy. You are comparing yourself. And anytime you're doing that, you've left yourself. And anytime you leave yourself, you put a big old wall here because you're not being with you. So this connection, the whole reason you're doing this is to have a connection. And when you leave yourself and you abandon yourself to compare yourself so that you feel better, you are not even there to soothe yourself, to make yourself feel secure, rather than evaluating by, okay, I got to go stay with me. I got to go do something for me. And also say, okay, well, talk with your partner, right? Not maybe in that moment, but maybe have a conversation earlier before that. Hey, about respect and consistent communication and what makes you feel safe in the connection. But the biggest part is not anybody outside of you doing anything so that you feel good. Because guess what? You're sending out that you don't feel good, that you don't feel secure, that you don't feel safe. So only when you start to nurture, okay, what do I need to feel safe? What kind of people do I want to show up in my life? How are they going to treat me? So you can start using that as a guideline, a map, and then communicate that to the people outside of you. And then you start realizing, okay, whatever they're doing, I know I'm okay. Okay, they're being inappropriate, you have a conversation. You can put a boundary down saying, this is not the same boundary because we're not saying that that's a lack of connection, but you're saying that what you need to feel safe and secure, this is acceptable, this is not acceptable. It's not an ultimatum, but it's you speaking your truth, letting yourself be seen, but ultimately staying with yourself, supporting yourself. That essentially builds confidence, because confidence, literally the etymology from the Latin word, means full of trust. The more you listen to yourself, the more you respect yourself, the more trust you build, the more esteem you build, because you know you got your back. And you know that you're good no matter what happens outside of you. And the more you start doing this, the more you start seeing that reflected in your outside world. And knowing that the people around you will respect you at the same level that you respect yourself. So again, if you keep abandoning you, though, on the flip side of the coin, and you're afraid this person's going to abandon you, what most likely is going to happen? They're going to reflect that abandonment, that disrespect, because you were disrespecting yourself first. You don't deserve it. You didn't earn that. You're worth it all. You're worth the whole complete connection from somebody as you start connecting with yourself more. Okay, this person's being disrespectful. I don't like this. Okay, what do I need right now? How can I soothe myself, bring myself back to myself, not compare myself, oh, she's good, I'm bad, or I'm better than her. What the hell is this about? I'm in envy. Geez, I left myself. Man, I'm so afraid that I am not good enough on my own. Where did I learn that? What kind of bullshit? Where did that come from? Okay, when I was growing up, I did not feel good enough. I felt like I needed to do and be more than who I am. So in the world right now, I'm thinking that was relevant. That was never relevant. That was never true. Now, I'm not saying at all that you didn't have to live through those dynamics to abandon yourself, to be somebody else, to shove down parts of you, or feel like you're not good enough because adults told you that at the time. However, they were the ones that were inadequate, not you. You've always been worthy. You've always been good enough, more than good enough. You deserve the connection that you're desiring right now. However, you've got to clear up the connection that you have with yourself. Every time you compare yourself to somebody else, make them better, make you better, them worse, you worse, whatever it is, them right, you right, them wrong, whatever. You know you were in jealousy, and jealousy means that you're afraid you're going to be abandoned. And to be jealous, you have to have left yourself first. So when you compare, know that you're self-abandoning. And when you're self-abandoning in a relationship, it does not and cannot end in a connection. When you shift how you're relating to yourself, then that's the potential you can come back, because you essentially bring yourself the energy back here, and then you're available for this connection to go both ways. But anytime you are so focused in comparing yourself because you're afraid you're going to be abandoned, you're afraid you're not going to have your needs met, you take out your ability to connect with other people, and you essentially put the wall up, because you're essentially not here. You're like a ghost. So if you leave you to go over here, no one's here with you. So this person, even though they might try, there's no one there to connect to because you left yourself. And so the more you start to be an advocate for yourself and listening, what do you need? And then what comes up, okay, I feel like I don't deserve that. Okay, that's actually bullshit from the past. I'm going to reevaluate that with my adult brain, and I'm going to move towards the thing I know to be true, that I deserve a loving, reliable, safe connection. And as I start to make that, to be real with myself about that, I'm going to start being able to see and perceive of that in my outside world. Because as long as I self-abandon and leave myself and compare, because I'm afraid I'm going to be abandoned, I leave myself in that process. Therefore, my reflection is continually finding people who will emotionally abandon me, physically abandon me, whatever the case. So again, when you're comparing, know that you're in envy. And when you're in envy, you're basically afraid you're going to be abandoned. So you're seeking outside of you to make you feel whole, to make you feel complete, or fearing that that person will leave, and then you're going to be less because they're gone. So start becoming and identifying how you're moving in the world. What decisions are you making? Are they out of fear, or are they for yourself and what's best for you? The more you start to understand this dynamic, the more you will be available and open to receive the connection that you really want. But having that worth and value of yourself allows you to open up and receive that from the outside world, because you have it with yourself first. And look at all that blue I got on my hands. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, click that little like below. If you haven't done so already, join this community by clicking subscribe. If you like this video, check this one out too. I think you're gonna really like it. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.